So I think it's a pretty reasonable argument for the Android / Cell Saga to be the second best or even the best saga in DBZ, hovering around the Namek Saga. This saga gave us so much content, character development, and it introduced us to even more interesting villain figures and concepts within the DBZ verse. There are two main things that I remember when watching this as a kid, and it was like they introduced Trunks and how good of a villain Cell was. It's been a while since I did this last video, but I think I said something along the lines that DBZ does a good job at making these villains seem like very menacing, and that still remains true with Cell and the Androids as well. This is gonna be a pretty long ass video, so I won't hold you too long in the intro. So let's get this shit started, gang.
Love you forever, but sometimes we seem to disagree. Pray that you protect her and increase my sympathy. I'm a mini you, one day I'll have a mini me. I'm your son, I shouldn't treat you like an enemy. I get annoyed when you point out all my tendencies.
What's good, y'all? This is Matt. I'm here to talk about the Android Saga and Cell Saga, Dragon Ball Z. One of my favorite shows and probably one of my favorite arcs of that show. Probably top 2 if I'm being honest. This arc had a lot of good stuff. Let's get into it. I'm gonna start from the beginning. So there's a lot going on before this with the Namek Saga. You know, Goku and Frieza fighting on Namek, and then Goku's in outer space, but he's not dead. But we don't know where he is. And then Frieza's not dead either. Frieza gets picked up by his dad. They turn him into Mecha Frieza, so he's even stronger than before. And now he's headed to Earth. But we still don't know where Goku is. So it's a pretty dire situation, you know. Everybody's preparing for the pull-up, but nobody's really strong enough to deal with Frieza. And when he lands on Earth, it's looking pretty dire. And then we just see this kid come out of nowhere and just start smoking shit. And I'm just like, bro, who is this nigga? Like, he's easing that whole fucking army up. Like, them niggas could not stop him. And we sit there like, yeah, Frieza's probably about to dismantle this nigga. Like, it's about to be ugly. And all of a sudden, we just see him turn Super Saiyan. And it's just like, bro, what the fuck is going on? Like, beginning of this arc, it was literally just like, what the fuck is going on? Who is this? How is he this strong? Like, why is he a Super Saiyan? And how is he a Saiyan in general? Like, we don't know who the fuck Trunks is at this point of time. We didn't even know like time travel was a thing and like the history of the androids and shit. So it's just like really crazy starts to this arc. Really good fight to start it off too. And we get to learn a little bit more about Trunks, learn about, you know, the heart virus that Goku's gonna suffer in the next couple of years, and then how he gives the medicine to Goku. Shout out to History of Trunks OVA, by the way. I really fuck with that extended episode, and you know, and I think they talk about it at the end of this arc too, about how like Goku kind of attracts enemies towards him and how it would be better for him to stay in the other world, you know. But we get to see like a world without Goku and letting the androids just kind of run rampant. It's some scary shit over there. But really fuck with the history Trunks stuff. Trunks turning Super Saiyan, you know, just kind of seeing what would happen if Goku actually wasn't here to save us. And kind of showing like, yeah, Dragon Ball Z is a lot about like fighting and, you know, just powering up and fighting stronger opponents. But that's the first time where it's just like, what if the opponents actually win and just start smoking shit on Earth? So, but anyway, back to the actual Android Saga. You know, Trunks gives us all this information. You know, we got 3 years to train and shit. Shout out to Toriyama for that filler episode of Goku and Piccolo driving them cars, because that show's funny as fuck.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Durag Damon, man. Back with another video from my boy Vaughn. Shouts out, go give him a follow, like, subscribe, all that shit. You know how we rock. As well as me on all social media, Durag Demon. You can find me there. Alright, so today we gonna be going through the Cell / Android Saga. Now, I ain't gonna hold y'all. This motherfucker kinda long. It's a long ass saga. So I'ma try my best to not make my motherfucking part super long. Alright, we gonna see how it go, but I'm gonna try to do my boy Vaughn a favor and just, you know, not make this bitch long. Alright, so cool. Starting off, let's see. At the end of this Frieza saga, you know, Namek gets blown the fuck up. Frieza survives. Cool. This nigga turns into a fucking cyborg type nigga. Comes back to the Earth, or not back, he never been there before, but comes to the Earth and it's like, oh yeah, I'm finna blow this bitch the fuck up. For real. Like, Goku did. Oh, y'all niggas finna fucking die too. Fucking me. Cool, he show up with his pops. Both them niggas like, oh yeah, we on damn time. Cool, you know. We finna fuck this motherfucker up. Maybe enslave the whole planet or just blow that bitch up. We gonna see when we get that type shit. Alright, you know, They pull up, like, damn, this bitch a motherfucking dump truck. What the fuck? So they come in this motherfucker like, oh yeah, this shit finna be sweet. Goku gone, ain't no more Super Saiyans. Cool. This nigga Trunks pull up instantly. Future Trunks comes and wipes out everybody, all the Frieza soldiers. He smokes Frieza, cuts that nigga up into some motherfucking sushi. King Cole let that nigga see his sword and beat his ass while he was holding his sword. Like, the sword wasn't finna make no difference, nigga. Like, I'm still finna piece your shit up, stupid ass nigga. So yeah, smokes all they ass, goes Super Saiyan cool. Everybody, all the Z fighters, they sitting there like, oh my god, what the fuck going on? Like, this nigga a Super Saiyan? I thought Goku was the Super Saiyan. Who the fuck is this nigga? So, you know, after he finished killing them niggas, he like, oh yeah, come on over. Goku finna be landing in about 3 hours type shit. Cool, over this way. I got fridge, drinks, all type of shit. We finna, you know, kick it. Whatever, cool. You know Vegeta mad like a motherfucker too. He like, bro, fuck this motherfucker. Super Saiyan motherfucker. I ain't even turn Super Saiyan. Like, who is this nigga? You know, so cool. They come over, they wait for Goku, whatever, cool. They have a real nice epic ass like face off type thing between Trunks and Goku going Super Saiyan. Goku blocks all his motherfucker blows with his finger. Easy as hell. Sweet ass shit. That was a real dope ass scene. Fast forward a little bit. Trunks tells them about the androids that's coming up. That's his whole purpose for coming back from the future. He's like, oh, your android's finna be here 3 years, cool. Make sure y'all ready, because in my timeline, all y'all goofy ass niggas get smoked. And I ain't trying to have that shit happen again. So yeah, go ahead, train up, get real strong, cool. We ain't even have to worry about them androids. A few niggas know beforehand they finna come up. Alright, cool.
Nah, honestly, G, what a start to this arc, G. Learning that Frieza was still alive was kind of exciting. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of already thinking about how the arc would actually be set up now that like he's like on the way back to Earth. And I was like, oh, now they have to fight him without Goku. That might be pretty cool. We might see a stronger Vegeta potentially finally get his revenge for the Saiyan race. And Gohan has gotten stronger from this point. And wait, who was this purple bowl cut nigga with the mischief boost and the crop top bomber with the sword on his back? The coolest and fleest nigga that 8-year-old me has ever seen. That's who it is, my nigga. Trunks is so raw. Well, since Pharaoh from Yu-Gi-Oh. But nah, nigga, when I was a kid, I loved Trunks. I still do to this day, but I thought he was the coolest nigga ever when I was a kid. I mean, look at him. He got that shit on. Trunks design-wise is very cool. He's a very cool-looking character. And the first thing we've seen folks do is turn that Frieza Force Platoon into a Ratatouille dish. So they really let us know off rip that folks was a problem indirectly and directly. Because then, like, really take a step back and just think about how the fact that he's just standing in front of Frieza unfazed. Like, bro, this slightly educated man was just terrorizing our homies in the last arc. Like it wasn't shit. And he obviously had to drop on folks' ass, and he had his low. So that means he was strong enough to really, like, deal with folks' little ass, folks, and his dad with minimal issue. Which he proceeded to do, by the way, because holy schmoly, this nigga turned the Frieza race into Frieza fried rice. First off, nigga just casually turned Super Saiyan. Like, that's some shit he could do if he tried on a Wednesday morning. Like, what? Like, what? Frieza took a page out of Vegeta's book and tried to hit folks with the same energy key blast volley. They gonna give a pool and spark a zero. And that shit was just as effective as therapy would be on me. And then this nigga said, yeah, this guy means too much business. Stop playing around. Look, I know the moment where him cutting Frieza up into 1,000,000 pieces was like legendary. I know that moment is like raw as hell. I don't think we talk about the scene before that enough. Bro, he smiled as he watched Frieza charge up that Indeplanetinator and then caught that bitch and carried that hoe up like me with the chairs in church when I'm trying to impress all the aunties. This nigga was flexing. This scene is so cold. One thing I love in DBZ is when niggas are seemingly super overconfident and they back it up. It rarely happens, but it's super satisfying when it does. I swear, oh my God, this is such a good ass scene. Absolutely ditto smork if I do say so myself. L plus ratio plus your dad plus I entered your bloodline plus I smoked your dad too. Plus I'm gonna write family reunion on my next blunt and smoke it. But nah, this is godlike. This is a really good start to this arc, and I really don't think they could have started this arc any better. I like the little downtime when the main cast actually met Trunks too, and they were interacting with him while they were like waiting on Goku. That shit was kind of funny. This nigga Vegeta is a D1 hater, folks. Folks was not trying to believe he was a Super Saiyan, even though he seen that nigga and felt the energy. That's the type of delusion I aspire to have, G. Hey, I don't know why this shit was so funny, but Tia had me cackling here.
Oh, mystery man.
Is his shoe size a secret too?
Like, bro, what? Why did he say that? Is his shoe size a secret too? Fuck, this nigga Vegeta was not vibing with Sansa one bit, bro.
What are you looking at?
Oh, nothing. It's just that I, like your shirt.
You would.
Oh, like, a couple things about this clip, right? This clip funny as hell. First off, this nigga Trunks turned and looked at Vegeta for 1 millisecond, and Vegeta was on that instantly, like, damn, nigga, I could ask you the same thing. You literally already had to be looking at me to even notice that quick, nigga. You had to be staring at me already. You don't want the shirt on, bad man. Then shut your bitch ass up.
When Dende and the other Namex left to resettle on that new planet, you could have gone with them. I was wondering why you chose to stay here with us.
Gee, this shit sounds so wrong. Like, Mr. Piccolo, why'd you go back to where you came from, where the niggas are? That's where you belong.
Sometimes connections between people run deeper than where they're from or what color skin they have.
Talk, nigga. Racism. What they talk about, G? I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but the content of their. The interactions between Trunks and Goku was funny too, because this whole sequence was really just like to let us know, like, hey, hold on, folks, pipe down, Goku's still that nigga, don't tweak with him. Like, it's so funny. Him stopping that sword with his finger is like a blatant case of Lil Bro and that nigga. That shit was funny as hell, even though I was a Trunks fan. But what's even funnier is everybody reacting to this. Everybody was over there, like, reacting, and they was like, damn, these two guys are amazing, and here comes Vegeta. Instant contrast, G. All that positive reinforcement, and then you got Vegeta over here like, man, Goku, man. Just instant hating. It's quite beautiful, honestly, folks. I need to be this way. When Trunks revealed who he was, that shit was super surprising, because Vegeta hates this nigga. And they also introduced the concept of time travel, which is a concept that plays a pretty major role in the future. Trunks' story is pretty tragic, too, when you think about it. I'm not gonna lie. You watch everybody that he loved get double-arm DDT through a flaming table with thumbtacks on it. And he wasn't strong enough to do shit about it. And now he's traveled back from that painful future to meet his father that f***ing hates him. And seeing his master that got his ass cooked in child form, he gotta be a pretty famous spirit, knowing that he just watched him get jumped by the Nexus a few years ago. And I really had no idea at this point, but when I was a kid, I didn't watch any of the movies. But now that I'm rewatching this shit and I watched the film a couple times by now, you really, like, understand why Trunks got so angry and hysterical when he was explaining that shit, the more he revealed about himself. Like, nigga, put yourself in those mischief boots. I can only imagine, like, watching my people die, and the only option I had was to run away. Like, I'm unreasonably hard on myself already, and I highly doubt that I could live on myself if I was in that scenario. The beginning sequence of this arc is way better than I remember it being. It does a whole lot of setup for the villain, like, informing us of who they are and building them up to be like these scary figures. And the crazy thing is, we still haven't seen these niggas yet. Lil Me was so hyped for this, for sure. Let's go on a little side path for a second, because I don't really know, like, where else to put this, but let's talk about Chi-Chi real quick, since she seems to be a very controversial topic on Twitter. I don't know if I talked about Chi-Chi a lot in this series so far, but I do want to show some love to her for a couple of scenes in this sequence too. The first one is with the tutor, what's his name, Mr. Shu, I think his name was. I'm so glad that she yeeted that nigga out that window game. Oh my god, because that nigga was disrespecting the fuck out of Gohan and Goku right to her face. She was a little slow after folks hit him with the whip. I would have turned into the Tasmanian devil and beat the dog shit out that nigga, but she did it nonetheless. It took a little time, but she did it. I will admit that I shared the same Chi-Chi as annoying opinion, and she's irrational with all that shit. I shared that opinion before, but I think I had that opinion when I was younger, and I wasn't watching no, like, DBZ for no family-oriented shit. I wanted to see niggas get their ass beat. Now that I'm more into the story of DBZ, I've learned to appreciate every aspect of it more, and that includes Chi-Chi. I'm not a mother or a woman, but I can definitely vibe with her wanting a normal family. I mean, that's what my OG wanted. She ain't get that shit, because, you know, nigga, I'm here, but you can't really blame her for it. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Expecting normality from a nigga that came here in the space pod and had a tail is wild, but it's still fair in my opinion. Hell, even letting Goku train after what happened on Namek is super understanding, and that she could have, like, not did that and I would have completely understood her. Knowing that someone more dangerous than Frieza's out there on his way too, yeah, bro, Chi-Chi's really understanding. I don't know, this is kind of off topic, but I just been seeing a lot of nonsensical tweets about Chi-Chi, and I just wanted to give my 2 cents. Matter of fact, if I seen how Goku was doing Gohan, I probably wouldn't let him train either. What? Bro, Gohan rushed this nigga while him and Piccolo were fighting, and this nigga Goku started laughing, and he was laughing at this nigga while he was evading him. He told his ass, hey, son, you slow as hell. Gut checked him and then gave this nigga a headset dent.
That's
That's my boy.
That's your boy, nigga. That's straight up child abuse. What the fuck is wrong with you? That driving episode funny as hell, by the way. I'm not gonna overanalyze it because this video gonna be long as hell already, but I just want to let niggas know that I watched it and it was funny as hell.
After that, then these niggas start training. They train for quite literally 3 fucking years. And this is my problem with this whole fucking 3-year training, right? So there is like minute differences in strength between when Goku comes back from Namek and when he fights Android 19. Because 3 years of training, this nigga should have been like Super Saiyan 2 already. Like, what the fuck? Later in the whole saga, these niggas go into the hyperbolic time chamber. Gohan and Goku go in that bitch for not even a year because they came out fucking early and they had a larger power gap from when they trained from 3 fucking years. This nigga Goku was damn near Super Saiyan 2. And the 3-year training with the androids, that shit just didn't make no motherfucking difference. They was like, oh yeah, it just wasn't really nothing special. Like, I feel like they really didn't do nothing with that 3-year training. That's kind of like a big problem I got with that little moment in that whole saga. So, besides that, like, it was cool. They just showed Gohan, Piccolo, and Goku actually training together, which they never actually did. So that was pretty cool. Fast forward to that, now we got the androids. Cool. We think it's gonna be Android 17 and 18. It's this big fat doughboy ass nigga. Like, where the fuck he come from? And then Dr. Zero just turned his ass to Android too. So it's like, it's real fucked up compared to what the fuck Trunks told them. But them niggas was sweet. Whooping they fucking ass. Well, Goku started off whooping his ass. I'll say that shit. And then that nigga just had a fucking heart attack and it just got smoked after that. Like, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know how the timeline changed that much from Goku's heart virus or whatever contracting, maybe a year or so later. Like, what the hell changed that much from Goku just him being knowledgeable like that, subsided the effects of the heart virus or whatever the fuck. I don't know how the hell he had that bitch in the middle of the battle, because he's already dead by the time the androids actually came in Trunks' timeline. But now he is back alive and he actually was able to fight them niggas. But yeah, he was watching them before he had a little heart attack. Cool. Android 19 starts fucking beating his ass, taking all his energy and shit like that, has to get saved by Vegeta. That fucking stroked his ego, boy. He like, oh yeah, get your big fat ass off this nigga, man. It's my kill, nigga. You can't put your hands on that nigga. So, cool. They take Goku back to go get healed, give him the medicine. Cool. He's down for the count for a nice little minute. Cool. Now it's Vegeta time. Vegeta whooped they ass. Whoops 19 ass. He don't really fight 20 Jiro because he actually runs like a little bitch, but then kills 19, no problem. Like, flex on that nigga, rips his hands off, big bang attack, like, sit your goofy ass down. After that, Jiro was like, oh no, I'm cool. He hit the motherfucking jets. He hit the skates. But before that, Piccolo fights him for a little bit. Piccolo actually is very strong as well. Piccolo is a very noticeable difference between training from the 3 years and Vegeta as well, because he obviously turned Super Saiyan. But Piccolo and Vegeta definitely got a big boost in strength because Piccolo was whooping Dr. Zero ass like he was shit. He was like, yeah, your ass a little bitch. Come on now. Like, I literally trained with Goku for 3 years.
Yeah, we fast forward 3 years and we wait for the androids to arrive. Shout out to Yamcha, by the way, for being an absolute shitter. So Yamcha got TYB by Vegeta. He took your bitch, folks. He took Bulma straight from your fucking hands, got her pregnant, had Trunks. Then this nigga Yamcha pulls up to help fight the androids, and what's one of the first things that happens? This nigga got fucking smoked. They put that hand through that nigga chest. Man, that shit was so fucking weak, boy. That nigga, I don't understand how he's still a fighter. Like, yeah, shout out to Yamcha for absolute shit can. We fighting 19 and 20 right now. Goku turned Super Saiyan to fight them, and then Goku suffering from his heart virus and shit goes down. And again, shit's looking pretty dire, because who the fuck is gonna come and save us now? Goku's gonna be in the hospital for a bit. And here comes Vegeta like a fucking G, like just absolute fucking, I don't know. Nigga just walks up, is just like, yeah, you think you raw because you beat Goku and that nigga was sick. Like, let me show you what a real Super Saiyan is. And that nigga just turned Super Saiyan. Everybody just like, bro, what the fuck? How is this nigga Super Saiyan? We haven't even seen him in like years type shit. That nigga was off planet training. I really fuck with Vegeta's Super Saiyan transformation, like, in general, because one of the things that Goku was talking about, like the power comes in response to a need, not a desire. Like, you have to need to be strong and not just want to be strong type shit. And his actually came from like a moment of rage too when Krillin got smoked. But Vegeta was actually different because, I mean, that nigga had a very strong desire to be stronger than Goku. So I like that, like, his transformation stayed very true to his character and how selfish of a person that Vegeta is. Like, I'm glad that they didn't change that about him when he transformed into a Super Saiyan. So seeing that, it was pretty raw. Vegeta absolutely smoked Android 19, which was good. Dr. Gero, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like that whole like chase scene couple episodes. I feel like, yeah, he's an android and you can't sense him because of like the key sensing ability where you can't actually track androids. I get that. I think it's just like it's like a plot convenience type thing for him to get out of that situation, because let's be real, he should not have made it back to that lab to wake up 17 and 18 with, he had like what, 5 or 6 Z fighters trailing him, like one of them which was like leagues stronger than him. Like, come on. And as he gets caught, then you got Bulma pulling up with baby Trunks and Yajirobe, like, just for this nigga to get away again. Like, bro, are you serious? Like, I get they can't sense androids, but that was a little too convenient right there.
The androids touching down was pretty funny at first. Seeing them all link back up after 3 years was pretty cool. It was funny to see Yasha play a nice game of I Got My Bitch Took Simulator. And then when they finally touched down, that's when shit started getting real. So first they had to look, where's Waldo again to find them niggas, which is wild. Because I don't see how you don't spot these 2 niggas in these Garfunkel Pumpernickel ass fits, for I don't see how you don't spot these niggas. But maybe it was an off day for the Z Fighters eyes or some shit, for I don't know, for that's just me. And as if this nigga Yamcha wasn't already having a horrible day. This nigga get found by the androids and absolutely shit on with little to no resistance. Look, I know Yamcha's an easy kill at this point. This to make the android look way less like Goofies to me as a kid. Even as a shorty, I'm over there like, gang, what the f*** it ain't weird. But this shit definitely shut my little goof ass up. And when they got Yamcha up out of there, Lil Me was locked, folks. Because after they finally link up with them, they go away from the city, and now we got the Android 19 to 20 fight. I like this fight simply because Vegeta got a dub, bitch, nigga. We gotta celebrate this on game. Vegeta fans, stand the up. Alright. That nigga Dr. Jerome might be a generational hater. I'm jealous. I'm not gonna lie. I need to step my game up. To plow this nigga since he was a kid, it's crazy. It's been decades. It's really wild. Once I heard that them niggas wasn't like tracking them on Namek, I was like, nigga, please, he about to beat your ass. But at the time, I forgot that nigga Goku heart was D-Lo shuffling as they spoke. It was looking good to start off though. Goku was smoking shit at first. But then that nigga got the hold in his chest and I'm like, there it go. There go his heart in there. Big sexy sliding with no consent, folks. Now they got his ass on a silver plate with an apple in his mouth, beating the hell out of my dog. 19 got this nigga in a eternal choke slam. Until my nigga Vegeta came through on that bitch on that bullshit. What you talking about? Man, I already talked about this fight in my Museum of Makers video, but man, as a Vegeta fan, this is one of the very few dubs he's gotten. So I enjoy every bit of this. From the shit talking to the what the line Siri actually said, does an android feel fear? Like Vegeta's smug shit talking attitude shine through something crazy here. I love when Vegeta's in his bag like this. Then he beats a surplus of bolts and batteries out that nigga 19, bro. Like, good lord. Then they play the game of hide and go old nigga with 20. And then this nigga Trunks gonna pull up, talking about these ain't the androids from my timeline. Nigga, what? You mean tell me you from 20 years in the future, and you ain't think about snapping a quick flick of the bionic Bonnie and Clyde butt in your timeline? You watched all your friends die, but you couldn't let your camera watch them niggas kill your friends for half a second? I ought to muff your flea ass Trunks, you dumb cool bitch. What's wrong with you?
Dr. Gero makes it back to the lab, wakes up Android 17 and 18 to come help. They smoke him. Then they wake up Android 16, my fucking boy. That nigga's a fucking G. Man, a few words, but definitely about that action, you know. 17 and 18 are awake, and we know that Vegeta is stronger than Android 19 and 20. But now we get to see him, like, why did Dr. Gero pull these niggas out? Like, we get to see some shit, and we get to see the niggas from the History of Trunks episode too. So Vegeta, it is right here where you suffer one of the worst ass whoopings I have ever seen. Like, brother Christ. Vegeta suffers a lot of ass whoopings, but this is like a top 5. Like, him versus 18 is just, it's so one-sided. Like, I think Vegeta versus Frieza, Vegeta versus Kid Buu, like maybe the only two that are like on par with this ass beating. Like this shit had this nigga playing the fucking Marvin's Room 1 hour version. Just that nigga was literally looking at the sky and it's just raining. You just see this nigga losing it, bro. After that fight, like that nigga got his arm broke by a woman. He's sitting there like in disbelief. He can't believe what the fuck is going on because he just turned Super Saiyan. He's thinking he the shit. He just beat 19. He's definitely stronger than 20. He just got the absolute shit beat out of him by 18. And 18 is a woman, by the way. So they're just like, he's just like in utter disbelief and just fucking depression. So that's a pretty funny fight right there. Everybody gets their ass whipped by 17 too. So at this point, I'm pretty sure it's where Piccolo goes up to the lookout and he looks at Kami. He's just like, yeah, old ass nigga, give me that power because this ain't finna work. He merges with Kami. That's a pretty raw moment right there. Android 16, 17, and 18 taking that pink van and just driving around, bro. Like, when I tell you niggas had to be bored out of their fucking mind to be doing some shit like that, like they just beat the entire fucking Z Fighter squad outside of like Goku and Gohan, I'm pretty sure. And Yamcha. I think Yamcha took Goku back too, but they just beat the rest of the Z Fighters. They're just like, yeah, this shit finna be a wash. Like, let's just go fuck around and do some shit. Them niggas stole that van. They got pulled over by the police and got out the car and got handcuffed, bro. Like, these are the strongest niggas on the planet just sitting there getting handcuffed for fun. Like, bro, these niggas had to be bored. Pretty funny shit going on. They, pretty sure they pulled up to Goku's house, too, after Chi-Chi and Gohan and them left. And 18 was just trying on Chi-Chi's clothes and shit. And they're just, like, literally just killing time. Looking for Goku, but just, like, also giving the Z Fighters time to train, you know, just for plot.
Dr. Gero escapes. Cool, goes back to his lab. Activates 17 and 18, the problematic duos. And then a new motherfucker, 16, who they had absolutely no clue about. Cool, 17, 18, cool. Trunks has a little, you know, emotional moment, blows up the whole lab real quick. Before that, 17, 18 killed Dr. Gero. You know, real insignificant ass nigga, whatever. Smoke that nigga. Cool. Trunks blows that bitch up to sky high. And then they like, oh yeah, cool, whatever. That was shit. Anyways, nigga. Activate 16, cool. And they go fly out to find Goku because them niggas in front of them was irrelevant. This pissed Vegeta the fuck off. Because Vegeta, yeah. He chased after them niggas. Met up with them on, you know, some random ass freeway. And he was like, yeah, I need my fade because y'all niggas are the androids that I've been here to fight. That Pillsbury Doughboy I was fighting before wasn't no actual challenge. So yeah, I need y'all to, you know, come catch this fade real quick. 18 like, oh yeah, cool, what's up, nigga? Beats the absolute dog shit out there, nigga. Like, when I tell you beats the dog shit out there, nigga. Like, beats the dog shit out there, nigga. Like, Goku, or not Goku, Vegeta, that is probably one of the top 3 worst ass beats that Vegeta has gotten in the entire show. Kid Buu, Frieza, and 18. Like, 18 wasn't as brutal as the other two, but I feel like that had the worst effect on his mental capacity because after that nigga just went into a state of depression. He went to the top of some random ass cliff and just stared into the rain, yelled and shit like that, turned Super Saiyan, was just having a very emotional time. Very fucking emotional. So that really fucked him over. After that, cool. Goku's healed. He's like, okay, you know, them niggas kind of strong, ain't they? Hell yeah. So let's go train. Let's go to this motherfucking hyperbolic time chamber I ain't never told you about. Cool, yeah, we finna go train. We can do a year's worth of training in one day. Was either like, what the nigga, why the fuck you ain't tell me this shit before? Like, you know, cool.
But I ain't gonna lie, meeting the actual androids is pretty cool too. I ain't gonna lie, when I first seen them on the rewatch, I laughed a lot. Cause as soon as them little pod doors opened up, I was like, damn. I seen 2 professional headbutters pop out them bitches. Them foreheads was fat as hell. Good lord. And then they went to go fight them niggas, and we all know what happens here, man. Vegeta fans, sit down.
As you wish.
That punch right there should have told me how this fight was gonna go. And I'm not gonna relive this because I already talked about this in my Museum Mickage video. There's gonna be somewhere on the screen right now. I'm gonna let Josh talk about this painful experience as a fellow Vegeta fan. After the androids absolutely have their way with the Z-Fighters and proceeded to have their way with the local area, they reveal that there's a second time machine, which is a pretty cool twist also. And it also reveals that there's another threat out there, which is actually a pretty great thing to do too. It added hella tension because Goku's heart was still percolating and Vegeta was about to sacrifice himself prematurely. So DBZ did the regular DBZ thing, and had us thinking like niggas wasn't gonna make it. Like DBZ does a real good job at making shit feel absolutely hopeless. The introduction to Cell was kind of odd at first, but it was still cool. Like first impression, I'm like, damn nigga, you sound like a lit cigarette. And he sucked up the whole city. Like pause, my nigga, you can't get your energy any way else. Yo, I kind of like how they did. Like the scene where everybody like felt Cell energy and it felt like everybody else's energy. I like how they did that scene, folks. Because they had the rest of the cats tweaking when he started powering up in front of Piccolo. They was like, Frieza, King Cold, Vegeta, Goku, Didi, Lavelle Crawford, Doug, Dimmadome. Like, they ain't know who the f was out there. The little scuffle between Piccolo and Cell was pretty cool, too. I think they did this a low-key gauge when Piccolo and Cell were power-wise because he just fused with Nail. And I think, like, in hindsight, having them face off against the biggest threat in the arc was definitely a good way to do so. So that was actually super smart on them. Low-key, this part don't get talked about enough. The whole Cell pursuit or Cell smoking cities was like pretty cool too. I think this really adds to how scary Cell was. We've seen people terrorize the city before. In DBZ and the Cell Saga, Nappa blew up a city. Hell, 19 and 20 just beat the shit out of civilians like 20, 30 episodes ago. But I feel like the Cell shit was a little bit more personal because we literally watched him like terrify and terrorize and absorb niggas one by one. Dying like that gotta be top 5 worst ways to die, folks. It gotta be. Also, during this time, they do a lot of heavy lifting pertaining to the time travel aspect and how Cell got here. Also, Trunks realized like how he completely f***ed up the timeline when he was monologuing too. That was pretty funny. Like I said, I didn't pay too much attention to this when I was a kid, obviously, but like I really like the scene where like Goku wakes up and how happy that made Chi-Chi. Nowadays, I be watching slice of life shows nowadays, and I really like seeing like down times like this where you see like Goku being a family man and seeing his genuine care for his son and his wife.
Oh, Goku!
Aw, that's cute. She left the atmosphere for a couple seconds. The introduction of the hyperbolic time chamber was pretty cool too. I didn't really watch this part in super detail when I was a kid. Like I was kind of like veering off because I had the attention span of an acorn. But like as an adult, I kind of like the detail they added pertaining to how different the hyperbolic time chamber felt compared to Earth. I always thought that like why don't everybody just keep going in that motherfucker? And now that I know the training in there is nowhere near as easy, I'm glad that I have the context now to make it like make that room itself feel more fair, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
They go do that, and at the same time, Cell is coming. So Cell is happening simultaneously with the androids. In the future, he kills Trunks, takes his time chamber, comes back into the past. Cool. He's in his larval state, so he needs 4 years before he's actually able to be in his adult form again because he regressed. After that, he comes up, imperfect Cell, starts smoking niggas, absorbing just random ass people in the whole town disappearing. It's like, what the fuck, new shit. And then Piccolo just so happens to run into this nigga. Wait, was it Piccolo? It might not have been Piccolo, but somebody runs into this nigga. I remember Piccolo goes off to Kami's lookout. He's like, you know what? We finna go get this nigga coming because I need some more power. These motherfucking androids strong as hell. Yeah, right. It was after the 18 fight, because after Vegeta got his ass whooped by 18, then the other Z fighters, they also got whooped by 18. She like whooped all their ass, but it was mostly Vegeta. After that, Piccolo flies off and he goes to Kami's lookout to absorb that nigga. Cool, I need some more power. After that, he comes into the town, meets up with Cell. Alright, cool, Cell. Like, you a new motherfucker. I don't even know who the fuck you is. Your name ain't even Cell yet, because I don't even know who the fuck you is. Just some random strong-ass fucking bug that's in my face. He absorbs Kami, gets a big-ass power boost, obviously. And he is just strong as fuck. He is whooping Cell ass. Like, peace, that nigga the fuck up. Cell, like, bro, you niggas is not supposed to be this strong at all. Why are you this strong? Piccolo, you ain't never been no main character, ever. He steals 10's move just like everybody else does. You know, blinds all them niggas and then gets the fuck off, escapes like a little pussy ass nigga. Androids this whole time, they just, you know, doing whatever the fuck they want to do, having a joyride, stealing cars, having joyrides, just looking for Goku at the same time, but not really in no rush. They pull up to Goku crib, but they already moved Goku by this time. He's, at Kame's house. And they like, yeah, we just finna have fun with it. Fuck it, blowing up forests and shit like that. Just robbing storefronts and shit just for new outfits. Pulls up to Goku's crib. 18 pulls up in Chi-Chi's closet, just starts stealing all her fucking clothes. Like, yeah, actually, this shit kind of weak. We can put this shit back down. They finally come up to Kame house. Finally. But by this time, this nigga Goku ain't at Kame house no more because he already recovered and he's fully out there. He's cool. He already at the hyperbolic time chamber. These niggas late as fuck because they had joyrides and shit. Piccolo's there. He's like, yeah, 17 hour, I'll run your fade, nigga. Let's do it. They go out to some island and have probably one of the best fights in this entire arc. 17 versus Piccolo was very well choreographed. Piccolo shows off some new moves. And we just truly see what the androids can really do. And them niggas really throwing the bitches. I really fuck with that fight real heavy. After that, fight gets interrupted. Imperfect Cell. He went off absorbing some more cities. Cool. I'm much stronger. Like, Piccolo, you a little bitch now. I'll beat your ass. And he proceeds to beat his ass. Beats his ass, beats 17's ass. It wasn't shit they could do about it. But this nigga, mute ass nigga 16 finally come up like, okay, it's my time to shine. And starts dog walking this nigga Cell. Ain't nobody know this nigga was this strong. Just start dog walking this nigga. Beating his ass, throwing it in the fucking ground. Key blasting his ass. Like, he was literally whooping his ass. The only nigga who could stand a chance. So Cell like, oh yeah, let me go back to my bitch tendencies real quick. Stays on the ground, pops up behind 17, absorbs that nigga faster than anybody can actually do anything. So now we gotta deal with semi-perfect Cell, and this nigga is much stronger. 18 whooped, 17 whooped. So 17 got absorbed. 18 whooped, Piccolo whooped. It's just, yeah, it's not going too well. Krillin's there. Don't know why the fuck he's there. He's not doing anything.
At this point, I'm pretty sure Piccolo gets his power up, and then we learn about Cell, this fucking demon, this monstrosity. It just came out of nowhere. But yeah, Cell fights Piccolo. Piccolo's a pretty good match for him, but Cell gets away in that fight. That's Imperfect Cell. It's a pretty good fight. But then now, the next time that we see Cell, well, first I should say Piccolo goes to fight Android 17 when they pull up to Kame house. Now, this fight is pretty good in and of itself. Imperfect Cell pulls up to interrupt that fight. He's a lot stronger than when Piccolo fought him before, so Piccolo and 17 are both looking like, yeah, I don't think I could take this nigga. Like, this nigga's pretty strong. And out comes 16 just out of fucking nowhere. He's just like, yeah, I'ma smoke that nigga. And he just starts beating the shit out of Cell. I'm just sitting there like, bro, this big ass nigga just sitting in the back quiet this whole time, letting 17 and 18 do whatever the fuck they want. And this nigga just pulls up and starts rocking shit. And I'm just like, bro, it's that nigga right there. And 16 is a different kind of android from 17 and 18, because I'm pretty sure 17 and 18 were made from actual humans and 16 wasn't. So you see him doing different shit, like detaching his arm as he fights and shit, and this nigga has like laser cannons in his body when he's fighting Cell. It's a whole different beast right here. But unfortunately, he can't stop Imperfect Cell because Cell is trying to absorb 17 and 18. He gets 17 in that fight.
Oh, nigga. Piccolo versus 17. Oh, one of my favorite fights in this entire arc. And to keep it a bean, this is probably the first good, even one-on-one fight we've seen in a fat-ass minute. This shit was so fire. Yay. The fight choreography, the music, this shit was top tier. At first, this nigga Piccolo was whooping his ass. But as the fight went on, this shit started to look a little bit more even. That's not even a little bit, way more even and even more cool. We got to see Android 17 and Piccolo kind of develop this mutual respect for each other while the fight was going along, which was pretty cool. We got to see a couple of new techniques with Piccolo's Hellzone Grenade, or guided scatter shot, he calls it, which is really rough. I like how they turn the panic key blast shit that niggas do out of desperation when they about to get their ass beat into an actual cool attack. Toriyama's super creative. Bro, when 17 and Piccolo got to that second island, the fight damn near just got 10 times better because they were just exchanging hits from this point, and it was just straight hands. And they did that thing what Vegeta and Frieza did like during the Namek Saga. They were like pushing each other and the terrain was like breaking around them. But I think it was cooler this time around because they made an inactive volcano and turned that bitch back active again. Like it was just super exaggerated. And they gave this fight hella screen time, bro. Like they were supposed to. Like they gave this fight hella screen time. The little underwater segment where they had the little clash between that little water/air bubble and Piccolo's ki blast. And then they got on that other island and exchanged the hardest gut punches I've ever seen, G. Like, oh my God, this fight is so amazing. I love this fight. This fight was so good that I damn near wish Cell didn't interrupt it so we could see more of it. But he did. And what follows, though, is pretty cool, too. I can't complain about what happened after. Gee, is that the dead souls of all the niggas that he absorbed, gang? That's fucked up, but that's kind of raw at the same time. Seeing Piccolo and 17 like team up and trying to fight Cell together is really cool in hindsight, I'm not gonna lie. Because in the future, these two always seem like, I think in Super, like these two always seem to have like a really good mutual respect for each other and they like pretty cool. It's kind of a different kind of respect though. Like, it's like a nigga you walk past often, but you don't know his name, but y'all exchange like head nods and y'all hoop together and shit. Kind of like that. Bro, seeing Piccolo's light grenade was pretty cool too. Like, I play all the DBZ games, most of them, like, I'd say like 90% of them. Most of the handheld ones I ain't play. So seeing like techniques from the game to the show is always satisfying as hell to me, seeing like the source material for them. 16 versus Cell was actually a pretty fun watch too. I was excited for this when I was a kid because that nigga 16 does not talk. He don't talk a lot at all, and there was a lot of mystery behind him. Bro, hold on, wait a minute. If you take a step back even further, just take a step back. You see how immersed we are during this time in the arc? Toriyama's really that nigga, because the majority of this sequence is nothing but side characters. And this is probably one of the best sequences in the entire show. Doing this without having Goku or Vegeta on the screen is an impressive storytelling feat, so I'm not gonna lie. That's sidetrack, my fault. But during the 16 fight, I noticed something like really funny. Dragon Ball FighterZ really nailed his moveset, G. Like, 16's fighting style is really distinct. He's fast, but his movements are really heavy. He grapples a lot, so the only time he issues from afar is when he does that rocket punch. His fighting style is like really fire. It's really distinct. I really love what they did with his fighting style and how they display his moves. Hell's Flash will always be a cool move to me. Always. Every single time, Hell's Flash is always just gonna look cool when he take his arms off and shit.
And then honestly, one of my favorite moments happens. Tien with that tri-beam shit versus Cell. I ain't gonna lie. Tien out of nowhere, I ain't think he was gonna do that. I ain't think he could actually, I wouldn't say damage Cell, but affect him. I'll just say he affected Cell. He pushed him into that crater. Side note, I don't know how tri-beam makes a fucking square in the ground, but you know, I'm not a geometry expert, you know, but pretty raw that Tien was actually able to hold him back and give 18 time to get away from that nigga. Then Cell goes to chase down 18, and here is where Vegeta and Trunks get out of the hyperbolic time chamber after they was training and shit. You know, after Vegeta got out of his fucking 1 hour Marvin's Ring loop. And then this nigga Vegeta pulls up to Cell, and my God, this was one of the most hype moments like I've ever had, because seeing this nigga just tee up and go Super Saiyan grade 2, like that was some pretty raw shit right there. He just starts beating the absolute fuck out of Cell. This is semi-perfect Cell, by the way. He went into the time chamber weaker than imperfect Cell. Came out of that bitch stronger than semi-perfect Cell and just beating the fuck out of him. And it wasn't even close. I don't think Cell could get a single hit in on him. And he sits there and looks at Trunks and he's just like, yeah, this nigga's just as strong as me, if not stronger. Like, these niggas done leveled up type shit. But unfortunately, it is here where both Vegeta and Krillin sell the bag. So Vegeta's like, you know what? You're not much of a challenge for me right now. I know you trying to absorb 18. I'm gonna go let you do that, so that you can, you know, level up and become perfect Cell, and I could actually fight you at your full potential. That's some real Goku type shit, but you know, and then Vegeta just absolutely sold the bag. And then he gon' attack Trunks when Trunks tries to go after Cell and stop Cell. This nigga attacks Trunks, bro. Like, this nigga Vegeta's so fucking selfish, man. Oh my God. And then this nigga Krillin sold the fucking bag because he had feelings for Android 18. Oh my God, this nigga put the entire fucking earth at stake for some fucking robo cooch. Like, oh my God, this nigga Krillin sold the fucking bag. But I guess he got it back eventually because, you know, he actually married 18 and had a kid with her. So, but at the time, you know, all I'm thinking is Krillin sold the bag. We get to see Trunks versus Cell. That's pretty raw because you see Trunks go grade 3 Super Saiyan, which I guess I'll just talk about the grades. You know, grade 2 is Vegeta when he pulled up after the time chamber and he went grade 2. That was pretty raw, but Trunks took it even a step further into grade 3 Super Saiyan. While that was raw, Cell kind of pointed out like the flaw of it. It's like, yeah, you're so big and bulky that you can't actually hit anything, even if he did get stronger. And he points out that Vegeta could have reached that point too, but Vegeta actually didn't want to because of how much of a disadvantage it was. So it was kind of cool to see that come into play. And I even think Goku in the time chamber was like showing Gohan that grade 3 isn't really like optimal for fighting. But then we see them go into grade 4 Super Saiyan when they come out of the hyperbolic time chamber. Because you know, Gohan goes Super Saiyan in the time chamber and they train, and Goku goes into saying, you know, it'll be cool if we could actually stay as a Super Saiyan like during our day-to-day time so that we don't need to waste that energy transforming when we want to actually power up to fight. So we get introduced to grade 4, and this was pretty raw. Like when Goku and Gohan came out of that time chamber and Vegeta and them was just looking at them like, bro, these niggas are Super Saiyans just chilling, eating a bowl of fucking ramen right in front of me, and just acting so like casual and normal about it type shit. That just kind of threw everybody off. But then like directly after that, when they left, and then Goku asked Korin to like check his power level between him and Cell to see who was stronger, and that nigga Goku powered up, and that nigga Vegeta damn near shit his fucking pants, like sensing how strong Goku had gotten compared to himself. Like that nigga was terrified. That shit was pretty fucking funny, but pretty good moment right there. But
we get a rare dub from this nigga Tien, man. He pulls up in this motherfucker like, you know what? I'm just gonna throw my life all the way away just so you niggas can escape. And he starts tri-beaming this nigga Cell into the fucking floor, boy. He put that nigga in the fucking floor. I know this nigga Cell was like, boy, what the fuck? Why is this nigga Tien this strong? And my thing is with Tien being able to do this shit to semi-perfect Cell, imagine the damage this nigga Tien could have did to, say, imperfect Cell, or 17, or 18, or anybody else that's much weaker than semi-perfect Cell. This nigga he's able to, like, temporarily immobilize and stop semi-perfect Cell's movement. He doesn't really do much damage, but he's able to stop that nigga, and that says a lot that he can't just fly through his ki blast or block it or anything like that. He's actually like able to keep that nigga pinned down. So that speaks volumes. Tien could have did a lot more with fighting even the fucking Android 19 and 20. He could have probably dog walked them niggas too. Tien could have did a lot more before this fight if he was able to hold back semi-perfect Cell like that. Granted, Tri-Beam is kind of stronger than the actual caster usually, but still, even Tien, when he was fighting Nappa back in the Saiyan Saga, he was not able to actually, you know, really damage Nappa. Like, he hurt his armor a little bit, like, damaged him slightly, but it wasn't nothing super significant. Okay, after this, now we finally have everybody separated from semi-perfect Cell. He's just, like, mad as fuck, too, so this thing goes up, blowing up all the fucking islands. Like, yeah, Ace, you gon' catch this fade. Like, I'm finna absorb you, shorty. Bomb Up creates a remote to turn off the android so they could destroy him. Krillin, of course, the wrong nigga in the show to get this motherfucking remote. Gets the remote, that nigga don't do shit with it. Destroys because he's in love with this android that he don't even fucking know. Like, just like, oh yeah, please don't kill nobody. Destroys the remote. Literally the fate of the entire planet. He says, fuck y'all. I like this girl. I like how she look. Cool. Stupid ass shit. After that, now we get some more Vegeta time. Vegeta time, him and Trunks is in the hyperbolic time same before, yeah. They come out strong as shit. Vegeta is whooping this nigga semi-perfect Cell's ass. Not even close, cause like it's just not even close. They get I think it's grade 3. They get to grade 3 of Super Saiyan 1. That's just so much stronger than anything we've seen in the show so far. Swole as hell, big brute ass niggas beating they fucking ass. But of course Vegeta's pride has to get in his way. So this nigga's like, oh yeah, go ahead, absorb 18. I need more of a challenge. Your ass weak as fuck. This nigga Trunks, the only reasonable motherfucker in this situation right now, is just like, no, you're not finna do that shit. And this nigga strong as fuck too, so he's like, no, I'm gonna beat your ass up. You're not gonna get you're not gonna get to do this. Vegeta's like, oh no, let this nigga do that. Smack, like beating his little ass into the ground. Like, go ahead, say, I cleared the way for this nigga. He ain't finna do shit for real to me. He a little bitch. He not finna actually try to hurt me. Trunks like, oh yeah. Blast this nigga the fuck away. Strong ass keep last. Vegeta like, oh shit. I was wrong. My son got a little balls. Let me shut my motherfucking mouth and go back over there, beat his ass. By this time, it's a little bit too late. Cell comes back, blinds all them niggas again, and absorbs 18. Nothing they can do about it. Perfect Cell. Boom. Dog walks Vegeta, of course, because his pride got in the way. Doesn't make him see reason in the situation whatsoever. Trunks comes up. He's actually surprisingly stronger than Vegeta. But Trunks is stronger than Vegeta to the point where he just overly muscles up and that nigga can't even move. He can't even hit the nigga because he's just slow as hell. Just swollen slow. Like I kind of know a little bit how that shit go because I got a little bit of muscle, and after that I couldn't run nearly as fast. So I understand Trunks. You just want to get stronger, cool. I guess the whole strength thing, but you can't even put the pause on this nigga Cell. Yeah, you worthless, my boy. Might as well just chalk it up. Cell tells his ass like, look, you're never gonna be able to touch me. But Vegeta saw that you can't just keep pumping up your muscles, so why the fuck didn't you? You're a fucking child. Go back in the time chamber and try to fuck again. Matter of fact, we finna make this shit a fucking game. I'm gonna call this shit the Cell fucking games. And he's just trolling all these niggas like, oh yeah, 10 days, cool. I'm finna make a tournament, finna make a ring. And y'all niggas gonna have to fight for the survival of the entire Earth. Super unserious ass nigga. This nigga was definitely finna blow this bitch up, but he was like, oh yeah, fuck it. Let me just have some fun with this shit, man. Fuck it. So cool. Goku by that time is out the hyperbolic time chamber.
After 17 flex and he got absorbed like a Goofy, we get to see Cell's second transformation, which also threw me off at first, because the first form Cell sounded like a lit cigarette. The second form sounded like Debo's lit cigarette. His design is pretty cool though. It's literally like a mix of his final form and his first form. I didn't know Cell tried to like manipulate 18 by using 17's voice. That was a cool little moment too, low key. Another underrated moment happened here too. Another side character dub. Niggas stand up. Shouts out TN, man. Shouts out TN. Now, did he kill Cell? Hell no. But he bought ample time for 18 to escape. But unfortunately, 18 didn't decide to run into the 27 trap beam. And even then, TN ass was like, yo, girl, get your dumb ass on while your stupid ass still here. This is why Dr. Jerome made your ass a Galaxy S2 and made Cell an S20. One thing I feel DBZ missed out on is showing Vegeta and Trunks more in the hyperbolic time chamber. I feel like it would have been really nice to see how bad this shit was between those two niggas. Because that nigga Vegeta was on bullshit with Trunks' ass. The scene where Vegeta and Trunks hopped out the time chamber was pretty fire too. Because Vegeta was like in his full smug shit talking bag. And that's arguably his peak as a character. And we get to see him like suit up in the sand arm, which is pretty cool too, because all them niggas was flea as hell. All them niggas had that shit on, I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, you know what's coming next. Another Vegeta though, fuck nigga. Vegeta fans, stand up! Vegeta versus Cell is another entry in my Museum of Makers video, so I won't talk about it. I won't talk about the fight itself too much, so I'll let Josh do that, but I will talk about how much shit he was talking.
No, you're confused, so let me make it easier on you. My back's turned. How's that?
Like, bro, I love this little stupid cocky ass nigga, bro. This nigga Vegeta heard Cell's reputation, he was like, yeah, bro. Bro ass a Goofy, I'd beat his ass in one arm tied behind my back. Like, I love Vegeta's character in this arc sometimes, bro. Sometimes.
You have to keep that in mind. You're being too hard on yourself. Let it all go.
Right. I'll try, Dad.
Goku's a bad father, by the way. Shut y'all big stupid ass up. I really love scenes like this because it's a really good example of like what an ideal father should want for his kid. This shit made me wish I had a dad on, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Watching them train was actually really cool. I think Gohan's character shines through here. Nigga, I don't think you understand how proud I was to see Gohan tell Goku like, hey nigga, I'm dead ass, gang. You really need to take off all that restraint. And then the inner monologue he had turning him into a Super Saiyan was fire, my nigga.
Break. Then what do you say I give you a haircut? If it gets any longer, I'm gonna lose you under there.
Goku's a bad father, by the way. As much as I love Vegeta, man, letting Cell as absorb 18 was probably the dumbest shit he's ever done. But he wasn't the main person that followed this situation. Krillin fans, stand up! This goofy ass nigga earned his rightful place in my anime's biggest bag fumble video. But I love her has to be the line that haunts you niggas' dreams for eternity. You know what's even worse about what he did? He was still thinking about her after the fact, and not the fact that Cell was perfect. Like, actually, this nigga had the nerve to rush Perfect Cell like he was an MC. Krillin, bro. This nigga Cell is funny as hell, boy. Krillin was actively fighting him, and that nigga was doing everything but acknowledging the nigga, bro. Trunks even hopped in, he still ain't give a fuck. Like, nigga was warming up, checking his Apple Watch, having the inner monologue. That nigga did not care. Cell versus Vegeta, the second interaction, you know what happened. I'm not calling this a fight. Of course, right off of one of like Vegeta's greatest moments, after 2 heart-crushing losses back-to-back before that, they had to let us know, like, folks need to pipe down. I was like, good shit. Good shit. Bro, they even introduced, like, the Final Flash to us, which is one of my favorite, like, key-based attacks in the show. That shit was so raw, too. They showed that bitch giving Earth the buzz cut. Like, that's how you know, like, they showed Vegeta actually got quite strong. And he even did quite a bit of damage to him. But he was like, damn, nigga, that shit hurt. Regenerate. And then proceeded to beat the Saiyan prior to Vegeta, man. Nigga got hit twice and got D Super Saiyan, bro. That shit is so embarrassing. Like, good lord. Trunks really fooled me, gang. Like, Trunks really fooled me, gang. I genuinely thought he was on some shit when he powered up. And then I seen his first attack was like a key blast energy volley. I was like, damn, he's not gonna win. It's like, I was like, damn, he's not gonna win, man. I like how they explained why Trunks was losing, though, because they didn't do it in a simple way. So they had a little parallel with Goku experimenting with the same like form in the time chamber as they were fighting, and I like the contrast of mindsets between him and Goku while the Cell fight is happening. Actually, the contrast between him, Cell, Goku, and Vegeta. Shit, everyone else capable of doing that book up shit, matter of fact. And it makes a lot of sense. Because Goku and Vegeta are seasoned fighters. And yeah, they're emotional, but not to the point where them niggas get naive, if that makes sense. Trunks was acting out of pure emotion, which makes sense as well because you know this nigga's timeline is absolutely hell. So he was trying to do anything to prevent that from happening. And he was strictly going for brute strength and neglecting literally everything else. It sounds like something someone would do if they were desperate, just trying to push forward without like thinking straight and using strategy, if that makes sense. Toriyama did really well with just finding creative ways to reveal shit like this. Because he could have just had Cell say, hey, nigga, you make too much muscle, too big muscle make you slow. And that could have just been that. But adding in the Goku experimenting with that exact same form at the same time, while having Gohan have the same exact like childlike read that Trunks had, does a lot more for the point, which is raw. Like, it's really cool. And also having Cell actually do the transformation right before his eyes, which makes sense because he has all these nigga cells, and letting them know that, hey, nigga, this don't do nothing for you. If I'm fast, like, simply. I forgot who said it, but somebody said that Vegeta realized the same thing, and that's why he stopped trying to get stronger during their training. You've made this moment way more detailed and conveyed way more shit and gave us way more content while doing that. Showing that there's, like, levels to this fighting shit, where the characters' experience and mindsets line up. Like, they did a lot of good shit for this scene. It's really cool. Him announcing the Cell game was a pretty big surprise when I was watching this as a kid. But it's very consistent with how Cell has been talking about wanting to test his true power while he was fighting Trunks. Part of me was confused, but really what was most important in this moment was this shit was about to be lit, nigga. What? A full arc of the strongest niggas fighting Cell in his perfect form sounded exquisite. Chef's kiss, nigga. The aftermath of the Android Saga was pretty good, too. I never really paid much attention to Cell actually building a ring, but it's funny to see like how into like this tournament that he is. That's gotta be because he's composed from a bunch of niggas that just love fighting. So cause Cell was like really giddy about this shit, kind of like a child. It was pretty funny. Watching the TV in doggy style position is wild work, man. I can merch ain't no broadcast that it's just that interactive, gang. I'm not gonna. That's a little wild, Master Roshi. Back to Cell real quick. Him announcing the tournament was funny as hell. Cell was flexing his ass off, nigga. Nigga was floating through every channel they turned into, and they had Vegeta mad as hell.
Ah, good. Yeah, that feels right. Gohan, you're okay. You had a fever, but it broke.
Goku's a bad father, by the way. Shout out to the scene where Goku and Gohan walked out the time chamber. There's some gems in here, folks. First off, Gohan in the Piccolo fit. Legendary, raw as hell, flea as hell. He got that shit on. Choose bogus as hell, though. Goku going to meet Cell was raw, too. It was hella tension in this little exchange. Goku a funny ass nigga. He gonna say, yeah, I ain't gonna cap to y'all. Cell gonna beat my ass. And another thing, we're not going back into that time chamber. And as a very reasonable response, the rest of them niggas was like, what the f*** you mean, fo? Goku was fried, folks. And bro, Goku cooked Vegeta ass in this scene, bro. This show was pure comedy.
But I know how important it is to you that you keep up with my strength level. So you'll be needing all the time you can get.
Yeah, bitch ass nigga, pipe down. I mean, Vegeta is one of my favorite characters, but regardless, bitch ass nigga. Goku flexing his energy was pretty funny too, because Vegeta was up in the lookout like, I'm sorry, Kakarot. You're right, I'm a bitch nigga. Goku's a bad father, brother. Nigga, this fit's so raw. Oh my God, this fit. He got that shit. Oh, my fault. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the Cell game.
Now we get into the Cell games and some best fights the show has ever seen. So, best fight, Mr. Satan versus Cell. I can't believe that nigga actually pulled up. Mr. Satan's he's a fucking character. I'll say that, especially in the Boo arc. But one of the funniest moments in the Boo arc. We'll talk about that next video. But Mr. Satan fights Cell, gets one tap. Goku fights Cell. This is a pretty damn good fight. So not only just like them flexing their power, but like they was fucking around. They was doing techniques. Like I'm pretty sure they did like the multiform technique, if that's what it's called, like the shadow clone shit. They were just fighting a little 4v4 just for shits and giggles pretty much. But you know, they even said, you know, fuck it, we don't need the ring, let's just fight normally. You know, Goku hit that Kamehameha pointing straight at the ground, and everybody's just like, oh god, he's about to fucking smoke all of us. Like niggas was terrified because they thought Goku lost his fucking mind, and all of a sudden you just see this nigga instant transmission right in front of Cell and do that fucking Kamehameha. That is one of the rawest moments the show has ever made. For me, that's just so fucking nasty the way he did that shit. Like, who the fuck would think to do an instant transmission while you're doing the Kamehameha? Like, that shit's just so fucking raw. But unfortunately, Goku and Cell were pretty much like neck and neck, but none of them could get like the advantage over each other. And Goku is eventually like, you know what? I'm not the nigga you should be fighting. Go ahead, fight my son. Bro, what? Excuse me? The 11-year-old on that cliff over there? That's who you want to be? You want Cell to fight? And everybody's just sitting there like, Goku, you lost your fucking mind? But that nigga's like, yeah, nah, Gohan got that hidden potential. And this is where we see Gohan indeed had that potential. And it's been kind of hinted at throughout the show. Like, he's popped off against enemies, but not been able to, like, actually hold his own, like, one-on-one. He popped off against Frieza. Pretty sure he popped off against, like, Nappa and Vegeta when they pulled up.
And we get the Cell games. Cool. First fight, the most important fight, if we're being honest. Cell versus Mr. Satan. Man, that was such a good fight, bro. Like, when I tell you, like, that 5-second fight was so fucking good. Man, the way that Mr. Satan smacked that fucking mountain boy. Oh, my God. Nah, for real, though. After that, Goku versus Cell. This is definitely top 3. Number 2 spot. I would say top 3 fights in this entire arc. Definitely number 1 is Gohan versus Cell. Number 1, of course. 2, Goku versus Cell. 3, 17 versus Piccolo. So we get the number 2 fight here, in my opinion. Very good choreograph. Very good, you know, music. I really liked, of course, the Bruce Falcon soundtrack behind this. But throwing them bitches, like, they both really look like they was like trying their absolute hardest to whoop each other's ass. We see one of the best Kamehamehas in anime history until, you know, Dragon Ball Super and Goku decides to, you know, one up that bitch. But instant transmission Kamehameha, we ain't never seen nothing like that ever before. Ever. So that shit was raw as hell. Everybody's like, oh, Goku lost his fucking mind, finna blow this whole fucking planet up, boy. What the fuck? He like, oh yeah, psych ass nigga, point blank, instant transmission, key blast, like yeah, shit was raw as fuck. Had the whole planet shook the fuck up. Doesn't kill this nigga though. He regenerates, of course, because nobody ever finishes off their opponents. But now they gonna know now, cause he gonna regenerate. Just let him do that. At that time, Goku's ki is severely diminished, severely. So he don't even have really much to, you know, fight with at this point. And he's like, you know what? You healed yourself. I'm gonna quit. Gohan, come fight this nigga. Gohan like, nigga, what the fuck? I ain't even do that shit, bro. Like, what you mean? You finna whoop my fucking ass. Goku like, son. You can do this. That's it. Puts his hand on his shoulder. It's like, bro, you got this, my boy. And says nothing else. But he does tell him, like, oh, yeah, you've been able to keep up with the fight this whole time. And Gohan's like, oh, yeah, because you weren't trying your hardest this whole time. And Goku's like, nigga, I was trying my ass off. You just concede because your ass strong. What the fuck? Go fight this nigga. Gohan powers up. Everybody shook. Like, what the fuck? This nigga is kind of strong. But then he's still like this pacifist ass mindset. And he doesn't really do nothing in the initial fight. He's just like literally dodging that nigga. Trying to avoid him. Doesn't really take the initiative to attack him. The offensive to attack him. And niggas are getting smoked. So Gohan does realize that the reason that Goku did put him in this place to beat Cell is because when his rage comes, he unlocks a hidden potential in himself, and he becomes very dangerous. And that's the power that they need to beat Cell. Gohan don't know how to pull this bitch out. He don't. He like, I don't know what the fuck, you know. I don't know what to do. I'm a kid. I'm like 12 at this point. From this point on, Cell's like, you know what? You're not fighting back. This is not fun anymore. You told me a little sob story about, you know, how you always power up and whatever, and you don't know how to bring it out. So I'm gonna help you here, my boy. I'm gonna help you bring that power out. You know how I'm gonna do that? I'm finna beat the absolute fuck out your friends. Spawns like 6 mini cells, and they just start whooping the Z Fighters' ass. This nigga Gohan on the floor crying like, oh my god, tell him to stop, please. Like, no, oh my god. His pops getting whooped, Vegeta getting whooped, Trunks getting whooped, Piccolo, Tien, Yamcha, Krillin, all getting fucking whooped. Nigga Gohan actually does power up a little bit once he's actually seeing that. Powers up a little bit, doesn't fully go Super Saiyan 2 yet, but does power up a little bit. Then Mr. Satan comes in the clutch, throws that nigga 16's head like a fucking football, and lands right in front of Gohan. And 16's like, just let it go, bro. Just, you know, power up. It's okay. You may be a little pacifist pussy ass nigga, but you can do this. You can actually be aggressive when it comes to defending your people, defending Earth. Cell stomps this nigga out like, yeah, fuck this sentimental ass shit, nigga. Like, get the fuck out of here. I ain't tell you to come over here, goofy bitch. After this, we finally get the moment. We finally see Super Saiyan 2 for the first time. And this was so good. This was one of my favorite moments in all of Dragon Ball Z. Is Super Saiyan 2 Gohan versus Cell. The transformation, very satisfying. The music behind it, very satisfying. The pure, like, how badass, like, just how raw this little nigga was just cool as hell. Everybody who watches Dragon Ball Z loves that scene, loves that fight. And of course, he is whooping Cell's ass for a nice little minute too. Like, Cell really couldn't do shit about it. And he gets to the point like, oh yeah, I could have powered up some more, you know, powers up some more. Still getting his ass cooked. This nigga Gohan kicks this nigga Cell so hard that this nigga regurgitates Android 18. And this nigga Krillin's like, oh yes, I got the love of my life back. Yes. She may be covered in this white nut looking ass substance, but I got my fucking wife back, man. Let's fucking go. This nigga's excited as hell. Cell regresses, threatens to blow himself up. We got Goku's sacrifice where he teleports him and Cell to King Kai's planet, of course without King Kai's permission, and kills everybody on that planet, including himself. But Cell survives that motherfucker, and this nigga learns instant transmission. Like, Goku, bro, your ass sold the fucking bag, boy. You could have won instant transmission out of that motherfucker after you actually teleported him to the planet. Could have grabbed King Kai, Bubbles, Gregory, everybody got the fuck up out of that. But nah, you just like, yeah, I brought him here. Cool, we're gonna die. And just sat there. Like, you know, Goku, you definitely could have did some different shit. But, you know, writing for the plot, they wasn't gonna let that shit happen. Could have teleported him to, you know, some random place in space. Like, you feel me? Like, anywhere. But, you know, he decided to do that. Cool. So Cell has his transmissions back to Earth. Vegeta gets mad as fuck because when Cell comes back, kills Trunks. Vegeta gets emotional as hell. Like, just starts blasting this nigga. Pause. Starts key blasting this nigga like a motherfucker. Cell eats all that shit like, yeah, you're done, my boy. Smacks his ass. About to kill him. Gohan, stupid ass, jumps in the way, gets hit, and it's just, yeah. Now he's out of commission because he ain't got no fucking arm. Somehow, Goku from the dead gives this nigga a pep talk. They have a epic ass beam class struggle, the best beam class struggle in the entire series. And of course the other Z fighters come in to help. Tien, Krillin, even Vegeta, Piccolo, everybody is, you know, key blasting Cell, while Gohan is also trying to do the strong ass Kamehameha. And that shit worked, surprisingly. So really it's Vegeta fault at the end when he like made that nigga Cell like, you know, stumble, turn around, pay attention to him. That's when Gohan took advantage of the moment, boom, blast that nigga. Finally, Cell is fucking gone after all that hard work, all the bodies, all them people that's dead, them civilians, Goku, everybody, 16, they're all dead. But finally, it was all worth it because Cell is fucking done. Now, this is probably one of the most, not probably, I think this is the most popular arc out of all of Dragon Ball. Everybody's favorite arc in Dragon Ball. For me, personally, I think that it's very good. Definitely top 2. Me personally, I like the Buu Saga a little bit better than this saga. It has some moments that I really, really fuck with. But I understandably know that this arc is everybody's like peak when it comes to Dragon Ball. Story writing, everybody's like, yeah, peaks here. Action moments, all that stuff, cool. Yeah, they think that it peaks here. And I have no problem with everybody holding that sentiment. Love it. Of course, Dragon Ball Z is my favorite anime of all time. I just, you know, spit all this shit off the dome. No prep, no writing, nothing like that. It's just how much I've watched this fucking show. And I know all, you know, all the details and shit. It's been a while, so I gotta sometimes like think about it, recall shit. But this arc overall was very beautiful, and I still to this day look back and go on YouTube and watch like these high moments like from this season and other parts of Dragon Ball Z. So that's it for me, man. It's boy Durag Demon. We out.
Now we get to see Gohan versus Cell, and indeed Gohan was just as strong as his dad in Super Saiyan 1, and that was the beginning of the fight wasn't all that, but Cell was like, you know what, I need to push you further. I'm about to go smoke your friends. Made the Cell Juniors. So that was a pretty good part right there. Made Gohan kind of crash out, especially when he smokes Android 16 and then stomp on his head right in front of him. Like, yeah, that nigga Gohan had the ultimate fucking crash out, turn Super Saiyan 2. One of the rawest moments in the fucking show. Even better than the transformation, I would say, is when that nigga was just damn near silent and just was on demon time with them fucking Cell Juniors. Like, they was just launching attack after attack after attack, and he's just sitting there straight faced like, bro, are you done? Are you finished? Because I'm about to fucking mop y'all up. And he indeed mopped them niggas up. So that's one of my favorite moments right there. Fortunately, Gohan also sold the bag because this nigga got cocky that he was stronger than Cell, and you know, he's sitting there playing with his food type shit, and he eventually kicked Cell in the stomach, made him cough up 18, and then made that nigga go back to semi-perfect Cell. So now Cell's fucking freaking out and shit because he's just like, there's no way. Even if I get away from Gohan, like, Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks are all stronger than him at this point, so he has no way of escaping. So he's just like, you know what, I'm about to blow myself up, and does exactly that. So Goku has to now save Gohan, sacrifice himself, take Cell away type shit. Granted, Goku didn't have to die, you know, he did spend like a good amount of time talking to Gohan instead of, you know, he could have just instant transmission, put that nigga in like outer space type shit, and then instant transmission back, you know, instead of just monologuing to Gohan. But I get why he died, and you know how the story took that into the future type shit. But that happens. Cell's not actually dead though because of plot, and then, you know, he ends up coming back even stronger and like full perfect Cell now. So he comes back, smoke Trunks, and then Vegeta has his rage moment. And I like that Vegeta's a very selfish character. It's not that he doesn't care about people, like he cares about Trunks, obviously that's his son, and he doesn't like outwardly show that he cares, but you can see that he cares, especially in this rage moment where he saw his son just get smoked and he just fucking lost it. That was a true crash out right there. That nigga did not care. He didn't give one fuck about anything. He didn't give a fuck about himself. He was just like, yeah, I'm just about to go up and fucking just launch attack after attack after attack, and hopefully this nigga goes down. Sadly, he didn't. And then, you know, Gohan had to step in and save him, sacrifice his arm. And now we get into the final Kamehameha. Again, another raw-ass moment. You know, Goku's sitting from Otherworld, just kind of coaching him through, like telling him, like, you know, stop holding back. The Earth is gonna be fine type shit. And yeah, this is that's pretty much the gist of this arc. You know, Gohan actually overcomes Cell with the help of the other Z fighters that were up, and they bring Trunks back, and then Trunks actually goes back to his timeline and kills the androids in his timeline, which is pretty raw. You know, you get to actually see how his power has grown from the beginning of the arc, where he was like literally running away to get help in the past type shit, and now he comes back to his own future and he just fucking smokes them. So it's pretty cool to see that. Pretty cool to see Gohan like kind of take control, or take like center stage pretty much, because he's now the strongest Z fighter out there. And you know, Goku's like, you know, I'm probably the reason that a lot of these enemies come to Earth, and maybe it's better if I just stay in Otherworld type shit so that niggas don't really come after us. And that's a pretty fair point, but Goku decides to stay dead with that, and Gohan kind of comes forward and as like the main character that he was supposed to be. This is also where I start to not like Gohan as a character, because let me just say this: the amount of times that he has sold the bag, like in Dragon Ball in general, but especially like this, it started in this arc where he sold the bag against Cell. He had numerous times to kill him, and he was just fucking around type shit and just letting him do whatever. And then it gets to the point where Cell actually gets the upper hand on him by threatening to blow up the Earth, and that's what makes Goku have to sacrifice his life to save everybody. And that's all Gohan's fault. I can't blame anybody but Gohan for that moment. And we'll get into it in the Buu Saga, but it got even worse in the Buu Saga with how many times he could have stopped the main enemy, but just got cocky and didn't try as hard as he could have in that fight. Like, Goku and Vegeta, as much as they like fighting, they don't ever hold back their strength. Do some stupid shit like Gohan was doing. They know that business got to be handled, and they always step up to the plate and never choke like he has. So yeah, we'll get into it in the Buu Saga. You know, Gohan, master of fucking fumbling the bag. You know, yeah, pretty much summarize this arc. You know, I will say it's a lot of convenience and plot kind of shit going on. So like, you know, there's a lot of chances that they could have stopped the androids before they kind of got their momentum going and became like so powerful type shit. So to start things off, Bulma had a good idea of using the Dragon Balls 3 years prior to them showing up. So pretty much right after they beat Mecha Frieza and King Cold, Bulma was like, yeah, let's use the Dragon Balls to fire in their lab so that we can destroy them before they become a threat. Nobody liked that idea. I'm like, bro, okay, that's bag number one, fumble. They let Dr. Gero get away in that mountainside. Bag number two, fumbled. Vegeta sold the bag. That's bag number 3. Krillin sold. That's number 4 with a semi-perfect Cell. Goku sold against Perfect Cell by giving that nigga the Senzu Bean. Why did you do that? Like, why did you give Perfect Cell a Senzu Bean after fighting you? And you just sitting in the back giving Gohan a thumbs up, like, you got this, son. Like, bro, I'll whoop your fucking ass. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Goku? Yeah, Goku definitely sold the bag. That's number 5. And then number 6 is Gohan selling, you know, just talking about how many times he could have stopped Perfect Cell and didn't. So that's 6 times in this arc that somebody could have, like, stopped the androids before they got so powerful, and it just didn't happen, you know. But whatever. The arc is still one of my favorites, and nonetheless, you know, it's a long arc, but a lot of action, a lot of fucking raw ass moments, a lot of character development going on. You get to see like the androids actually become good people. Like Android 17 and 18 actually become allies at this point. 18 eventually falls in love with Krillin and has a child with him. Vegeta has some character development in this arc. Gohan definitely has some character development. Went from that timid ass kid to now one of the strongest. He went to being the strongest on the planet. A lot of other characters got development too. I can comment on the art. The art in this arc specifically was fucking phenomenal. Like, when you look at the shots from Namek Saga, it's even like the good shots from Namek Saga, like where Goku wasn't Super Saiyan fighting Frieza, like those shots were good, but this just kind of like elevated it to the next level, and you get to see like a lot more like the aura with Super Saiyans, and like the color palettes kind of changed, and the way that they handled the character designs, it kind of gave it a little bit more detail and stepped up the art. So that was pretty good to see. Soundtrack, I think this is just like pretty self-explanatory, but that Bruce Falconer soundtrack, bruh, that shit is so fucking goated. Like I don't think, since the moment I heard the Bruce Falconer soundtrack, I don't think I could go back to the original Dragon Ball Z soundtrack, because it's just night and day. Like that soundtrack is so fucking raw. I even have some of the songs like especially from the movies. I think it's like the Broly Legendary Super Saiyan movie, the first one, and then the very first Cooler movie too. Like some of the soundtracks from those two movies are in my personal playlist to this day, and that's been like decades since. Yeah, soundtrack is pretty much unmatched, and yeah, story kind of shifts from, it started as like Goku focus, and then kind of shifted to more Gohan focus, which was pretty good to see. But then obviously that didn't last long, because we know in the Buu saga Goku comes back, and you know, Gohan kind of sells the bag a couple more times. So yeah, with all being said, this is probably my favorite arc of all of Dragon Ball, including the original Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super. And yeah,
let's get straight into the Goku versus Cell fight. I love the choreography in this fight, and I really like how much you can see these two are like enjoying this. I don't really know how the Super Saiyan forms work, but I know that Goku went to a higher form of Super Saiyan, a higher grade. I know there's like grades and shit. But regardless, I like the little powering up sequence. That shit was really cool. And I like how they utilized all of Cell's abilities in this fight, which is really raw. And it didn't feel forced either. He used like Tien's little duplication move. That shit was pretty cool. Seeing him use a special beam cannon from Piccolo cells and regenerating with Piccolo cells, raw cell. Frieza's little disc that he cut himself in half with. The Kamehameha. Like, shit is a real nice utilization of his concept. The hand-to-hand sequences are fire. There's a bunch of like after images. It's literally like when you counter niggas in the Tenkaichi games. This is probably where they got it from, low-key. Like, this shit is so raw. Goku doing that instant transmission Kamehameha was pretty funny, because everybody was like, Goku not gonna do that shit, bro. And then right around the second May and Kamehameha, niggas was like, hold on. Niggas started to feel a little shit run down their leg. And that's completely understandable, because, man, Goku has been tweaking up to this point. So I wouldn't be surprised if he just nuked this bitch. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Now that I'm rewatching it, this might be one of the best hand-to-hand fights, like, in damn near all of Dragon Ball. They didn't really do justice for the fight choreography of this fight. The battle music was good as hell, as usual, and the impact and display of power of impact around them, just by them fighting, really sells how intense this fight actually was and how close these two niggas were in strength. When Goku conceded, I was so lost. Like, yo, what? Like, that's one hell of a twist. It really cemented the tweak status that folks are in this arc, because that wasn't the end of it. Because he walked over to Gohan and was like, you got this, son. And everybody was like, pardon, nigga, what the fuck? Goku then decided to become a first-round pick to the Chicago Jewels. And this nigga lost the sizzle beans of this nigga Cell. like what? Oh my god, folks. Game them earned a rifle spot on my anime back fumble video for rifle spot. Goku was tweaking this arc. I know you got faith in your son, but Jesus Christ, man. Gohan versus Cell is obviously legendary, and it's fun watching this fight again, man. Bro, when Cell got to punching this nigga Gohan in the face repeatedly, and then they cut to that nigga Goku smiling with his arms floating. That shit was so funny, fuck. Cause bro, what is there to be happy about? You just put Wally into a fight with a Decepticon. You just put Beetlejuice in the ring with Tank Davis. Even when I was a kid, I was watching like, yo, this nigga Goku's sick. So what this nigga on? I didn't really notice this during the first time I watched this, but I like the little sequence where Gohan was evading all of Cell's ki blasts. Especially the shot where he was like spamming them bitches and Gohan was like rolling out of the way. This shit was fire. I like the little contrast here, because they already shown a bunch of like really good hand-to-hand fight choreography with the last fight, and they switched it up. They showed that they could spice it up with ki blast attacks, which was pretty cool.
Well, maybe you'll hear this. Your son's dead, Goku. He's dead.
I don't know why this shit's so funny, G. I think this nigga Piccolo just wanted a reason to yell. He didn't even care about Gohan for real. I feel like you gotta say pause, man. This shit looks so odd. Nah, in all seriousness though, this nigga Cell is hilarious, nigga. G. Nigga was really like, since you niggas obviously don't have anything to do on the sideline, you niggas must be getting bored. And then proceeded to shit out 2 J-Ski walk-em downs, 2 G-Money wet-em-ups, and 2 man-mans out to fight the spectators. Like, yo, nigga, what you want? Nigga, I'm the carcaster. Why you shooting at me? Oh my God, fuck. Well, the Cell Jr. sequence is pretty cool too. We got to see niggas get beat up. Nigga, Krillin was over there getting bullied. And I mean, like, they all were to a point, but it genuinely looked like that Cell Jr. was just like picking on that nigga. Look how he was covering up while he was kicking him on the ground. Like, that shit was so funny, fuck. He was gonna take his lunch money. We got to see Final Flash again, but this time, Cell Jr. swatted that shit away and proceeded to, beat the shit out of Vegeta, unfortunately. Oh, gang. Super Saiyan 2 was such a cool-ass transformation, bro. And I don't remember it happening this fast, bro. That little monologue, first off, shouts out to Android 16 for making it all possible, because holy shit, this shit still is today. That little monologue and transformation happened so fast, and that moment was so quick, but when niggas seen this, it had this in shockwaves through the world, bro. Like, it had to. Like, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is still one of the coldest niggas in the show to this day. Because his first order of business, man, was snatching them Senzu beans, snatching them bitches away from Cell, and absolutely shitting on all 7 of the Cell Juniors, bro. All 7. This shit was so cool, folks. They gave this nigga Gohan an entire episode to flex how raw he was at this point. Not only did he flex and shit on them Cell Juniors, that nigga did the same thing with Cell. Bro, them couldn't even touch Gohan, gang. I don't think you could find that much weave in a hair salon, my nigga. This nigga Gohan was evading the hell out of him, and nigga was just staring at that nigga, just disrespectful, bro, the whole time. And why did they ruin this nigga, man? I knew it was real when Cell he powered up, and he was like making the earth shake and shit. And then Gohan just gut checked that nigga like it was a Tuesday morning stroll. I was like, oh yeah, this nigga legit. This nigga for real. I think they get a really good job at fleshing out Gohan's tragic flaw here too, because that nigga was overconfident in a bitch here, bro. Good God. That's that half Saiyan in him though. Once Goku told folks to finish the fight and he was like, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing, kid, me was like, uh-oh. Ooh. Well, nah. This nigga's tweaking, Mr. Krabs. And I'm glad this actually stays pretty consistent as the show went on, because if this didn't, and this just came out of nowhere, it would have pissed me off so much. It's not like this is where this started development either, because first off, Gohan's a child, obviously. And second off, if you've seen this, you kind of seen this really start in the hyperbolic time chamber and possibly even earlier. So they did a really good job with this scene overall, showing how Gohan has been super overconfident for a while. Cell's kamikaze sequence was pretty good too. Before he blew up, shit kind of snapped Gohan right back into reality, because it always takes something like this to get this nigga to wake up. Goku's sacrifice is still a goated ass scene, man. Because Goku had every right to be angry at that nigga and could have scolded him for putting him in that situation. But he stayed super calm and just reassured him and told him to look out for Chi-Chi. Goku's a bad father, by the way, and a bad husband. Honestly, even if he did do that and it went the other way, I would have been fine with it, because Gohan definitely tweaked like shit. But he's a child though, so kids make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. The aftermath back at the arena was sad too, but that shit ain't last long. Because Cell popping back up made the situation exponentially shittier. Because now it's like Goku, now this nigga Cell stronger, and it seemed like Goku just did that for fucking no reason. Well, he did save the world, but Cell's stronger now. So did he save the world if Gohan loses? He just popped Trunks with a hollow tip right through his chest. So good shit, Gohan. Good shit. It's funny, because some episodes of DBZ will seem like they're going to be extremely slow. And then they'll have a 7-minute span towards the end where the craziest shit you can think of will happen. And then boom, cliffhanger. Hold on, man. It's not very demure of y'all. What you niggas on, dog? I like how they made Cell specifically go for Trunks too, because it really opened Vegeta's eyes, because Vegeta was still a dickhead at this point. It's wild how he still found a way to blame Goku though. But I like how Vegeta finally showed he actually cared about something besides himself. It's a really good character development moment that led to, another Vegeta ass whooping and Gohan losing the arm. So good shit, Vegeta. Good shit, Gohan.
Vegeta, what have you done? You hothead, you flying off the handle like that is no way to help Trunks.
Hey, Krillin, shut your bitch ass up. You ain't been doing shit but coddling your Master 9000. Nigga been sitting over there holding 18 like, I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. Boy, get your fat head ass. I didn't know it was 18 with a curve his ass, bro. This nigga was being too weird. Then we have the final stand-up between Cell and Gohan, and man, I damn near had to stand up to rewatch this shit, because this shit was just so amazing to watch. Seeing all them niggas back in Gohan in pure desperation was cool, even though most of it was ineffective and ain't do shit. It was so cool, though. They knew exactly what they were doing, making this final struggle between Gohan and Cell a beam clash. Genius idea for the father-son moment to even happen right here. Having him end it with his father's attack alongside him, and then with the battle music going on, like, oh my God, man. This is one of them, this is why I love anime more. And if you ask me, this is really like the peak of the show. There's some moments after this that give me a similar feeling, but man, this is like shit, man. Holy, this is amazing. One thing, let me take a step back. The music, bro. The music, I gotta tell y'all the story, folks. So when Akira Toriyama died, the first thing I did after I was, shocked and empty for first 20 minutes, I turned on Super Saiyan 2 Gohan's theme, bro. I listened to that for like maybe 4 or 5 hours straight. I know I'm laughing at shit, but I'm dead ass. Like, I actually did this. It was like that song, and I also did it between that and Dragon Soul. So I was ugly crying, you were fighting for love, very glory. Nigga, I was sad as hell. Bro, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan's music is probably some of my favorite music in all of anime. It's like not the most complex thing ever, but it just fits the moment so well. Like, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan's music is so amazing, and this song makes me think of Toriyama. And it makes me a little sad, whatever I think of Toriyama, because he's gone now. But shout out to the niggas that made and composed this music, bro. Because y'all did y'all shit. This is legendary. Matter of fact, if I ever walk out to get an award, I might have to play this. Where Our Blue is up there too, but I have to play this as well. Like, this shit is so good. This shit, like, changed my perspective on anime music, essentially. Like non like verbal anime music, like no lyric anime. This shit is so good. I mean, yeah, man, that's the Android and Cell Saga, man. I genuinely cannot say this enough, man. Rest in peace to Akira Toriyama, man. Oh my God, to make something of this scale and stature and greatness while being a pioneer for the genre is so wild. It's honestly disgusting how well this holds up even today, to today's standards. The Cell Saga and the Android Saga are so easy to pick up and watch and have a good time with. It's just quality anime, man. I don't know what else to say. I don't know how else to say that. The storytelling through the character dialogue is pretty phenomenal, but I think this time around, I was way more impressed with the story beats that were like implied and how much they guided you to that inference through these small details. I genuinely think that the Cell arc is the arc that utilized like DBZ's characters the best. Cause think about it, bro. Everybody got some love, bro. Piccolo had a top 10, possibly arguably top 5 fight in the show. Vegeta got a dub and a great amount of character development. Trunks started this shit off with a bang and added an interesting dynamic and introduced the whole concept of time travel and like was a really good addition to the Z Fighters. Really good new character they introduced. Tien even had a moment on the island and some funny ass dialogue. I'm just still ass. Throwing a freaky ass nigga in the 69 guy. Then Gohan and Goku were the stars. But even the stars weren't just perfect. Like, it wasn't a straightforward thing. And I think Akira Toriyama does a really good job at making sure shit is not straightforward. Because if you told me before the Cell Saga and the Android Saga started, if you told me that Gohan was going to be the main hero in this shit, I would have been like, you crazy. No way he's surpassing Goku. And if you told me that Goku would have acted the way that he did throughout this whole arc, I would have called you literally insane. Everybody got a decent amount of love in this shit, man. Android and Cell Saga, the androids and Cell were just really good villains and gauges in the power dynamic too. Like, they really showed us every transformation had a nigga to match it, essentially, to show us like how powerful niggas truly is. And I love this arc, man. I had hella fun with it. This is such a fun rewatch to do. I ain't gonna lie, editing this video gonna be a bitch because I know it's gonna be like 2 hours. But this is such a fun rewatch to do, and I'm glad to just rewatch like really good anime, classic shit like this. Thank you, as always, for watching. If you got this far, man, thank you so much because this video long as shit. Thank you, man. And as always, man, I hope y'all have a great day, man. Love y'all, man.
Love you forever, but sometimes we seem to disagree. Pray that you protect her and increase my sympathy. I'm a mini you, one day I'll have a mini me. I'm your son, I shouldn't treat you like an enemy. I get annoyed when you point out